Hey everyone, Ross McCorkle here with another episode of the Depot 180. The 2024 schedule is out, and so far most of the reactions when it comes to the Steelers' schedule are not great. I mean, the opponents were already known, and we already knew they had one of the toughest strengths of schedule in the league, but the order of the games and some of the quirks in the schedule certainly aren't doing them any favors either. The first half of the schedule is the quote-unquote easy part, but they open up with 2 straight road games against the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. Neither are near the top of the list when it comes to the hardest teams on the Steelers' schedule, but back-to-back road games is tough to open the year, and there are plenty of storylines fueling intrigue in those matchups. The Falcons will be the debut of Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh and Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. It will be the return of Arthur Smith to Atlanta after being fired as their head coach just a few months back. And there will be Mike Tomlin versus Raheem Morris, as Tomlin has praised Morris over the years, saying he is well deserving of being a head coach. Then in Denver, it will be the return of Russell Wilson and the Wilson-Sean Payton revenge match. You can bet Wilson will be bringing his A-game to try and stick it to the team that gave up on him. But there are 2 sides to that coin as Sean Payton looks to prove they made the right decision moving on. The friendliest stretch of the schedule is week 6 to 10, in which they play the Las Vegas Raiders, New York Jets, New York Giants, and the Washington Commanders, with their bye week sandwiched in there during week 9. Then comes the most difficult stretch over the final 8 weeks, in which the Steelers play all 6 of their divisional matchups and 2 more games against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Within that stretch are 2 short weeks, with one on a Thursday night against the Cleveland Browns and one on Wednesday afternoon on Christmas Day against the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of those short weeks, with only 3 days rest in between, will come immediately following matchups against the Baltimore Ravens. That is about as tough as it gets, coming off the most physical rivalry in the NFL and going straight into games against other difficult opponents on a short week. There are many other small quirks to the schedule, which you can check out in Alex Kazora's Schedules of the Weird post that he put up after the schedule was unveiled. The other big news story this week was Cam Heyward sitting out the voluntary offseason training activities with hopes of a new contract that would extend him in Pittsburgh for the next 2 or 3 years. At his age, that will be a tricky negotiation, but as of now, it is just a blip on the radar of the offseason. So far, he has only sat out voluntary stuff, a point he made very clear on his Not Just Football podcast this week. Let me know how you enjoyed the video on Twitter at Ross_McCorkle, and as always, visit SteelersDepot.com for your latest and greatest Steelers breaking news and analysis.